In 2003, he had a terrible experience when he got involved in a road accident. And after this, he decided that nobody else should go through this same experience. So he decided to embark on a nationwide road safety campaign. Our guest today and the ambassador for Ghana Web's road safety campaign is Vice Osei Kufuor. We popularly know him as Obour. Big boss. It's the same. It's been so many years, over 16 years since you had this accident. We want to take you back. I'm sure it's not a pleasant experience and nobody would like to recount it, but we want you to go back in time and share the whole experience, when it happened, what happened, how you went through the whole phase.
All right, thank you. And let me begin by congratulating Ghana Web for embarking on such an initiative, such a campaign. Road accidents, it is something that is a joint responsibility. It shouldn't be one person's responsibility. So, just to your question, in the year 2003, budding musician, touring around, traveling, performing. On a fateful night, it was the 28th of December, we were scheduled to perform at the carnival, which was, then it was called the Vibrant Street Carnival in Accra. So it was myself, a few of my handlers, and then my PA, his girlfriend, my dancers, so we had my car and then another car behind us, We left home, charged up. I think we had slept, so we woke up around 12 or 1-ish. En route, the carnival. We had the right of way on the Mochi Road. We had already gone past the Latebiokoshi intersection, so we were almost heading towards Obechebilamte circle. And then there was a military van, a military pickup. I'm sure this was the time where the police I think crime had increased around that era, so the police had several patrols going on. And I don't know whether they were chasing somebody or not, because what I remember is we had the right of way, it was late, traffic lights were amber, so we were going straight. So the car, there was no car coming from the other side, and plus we got to the intersection. So when we got to the intersection, I thought I had right of way, so I was moving. So before we could say jack, there was a massive collision. Sadly, one of our friends passed. May her soul rest in peace. And then we all sustained several degrees of injuries.
How long did you spend
to recover?
Yeah.
Give or take about 3 months. About 3 months.
What was the degree of your injury?
It wasn't massive. I had a fractured arm. I had a few deep cuts on my faces because I think I got in contact with the windshield. And then I had my both wrists. For about 2 months, I couldn't turn any key.
You couldn't move it.
Yeah, I couldn't really use it to. What I remember is I couldn't open my door. So anytime I have to lock my door, somebody has to come and do it for me.
But were any of you in the car wearing your seat belts?
At that time, I think we were all wearing our seat belts. So what I attributed that accident to was it was an accident. So once accidents happen, it was maybe we could have paid more attention from my side as a driver. I could have paid more attention, slowed down very much, like slowed down to the barest minimum speed. Anytime you get to an intersection when traffic lights are amber. Because once traffic lights are amber, it means watch and go. You look, make sure
No
it's clear.
cars come.
And then, so we were from the back and we thought we had right of way. So we watched, we didn't see any car. So we thought we could go. But I'm sure if we had reduced our speed, when the police vehicle was making the U-turn, the military vehicle was making the U-turn, we could have seen it and we could have stopped. I mean, we saw it too late when we applied the brakes. At the end, we still had the collision. So on our part, maybe if we had been slower and been a bit more vigilant, we could have, escaped that catastrophic incident. Since then, I put it upon myself and I challenged myself that I won't stop, because maybe God wanted me to have this experience so that I could put myself up for such a task. What is interesting is, before my accident in 2003, we had lost Susie Williams, who was a friend of mine. It was through a road accident, so it was quite worrying, but I hadn't paid much attention to it, And then Terry Bonchaka in October, the same year, we lost Terry Bonchaka. So when we lost Terry Bonchaka, I said, no, this road accident thing, because you look at the circumstances surrounding the accidents and you realize that it's either we need education, the road users need to be educated, or it's either we need to pay a bit more attention to how we drive, or either we have unqualified people driving, So then I began researching into that area. So while I was recording my third album, and anybody who has followed Obour, every album I find a social campaign to attach to that album. So that year I was already contemplating whether I would make road safety campaign as one of my social responsibilities for that year. So I had already visited the Road Safety Commission, but I hadn't really paid much attention to that. I wasn't giving it all my energy. So once I had my accident, I came out, the whole focus, out of fear, I wanted to do a road safety campaign so bad. After I healed, on the sick bed, I wrote about 4 songs that were geared or that centered around it. I had Me Ubio, which in the song you still get the elements of mentina wokesti no monsa esign broni friend accident esign to president. I was just dropping snippets of road safety messages in different songs on the album. I had Ayemiya, then I had the Okwaba itself, which was a full song, but then Okwaba hadn't come up. Then it was just to devote myself and make road safety campaign my work. So I remember walking into the office of the Road Safety Commission. Then they used to be around Circle. The then executive director was Noble Apia. And then I told him that when I got there, was, "Boy, hey, what's the body in the office? Oh, we thank God, God saved you." I said, "Yeah, I think God made me have my accident for a reason. And I want to become a road safety ambassador. So I need information, I need materials, I need to go to training. It's my own platform. Once I've gone through this, when I want to talk, I have the platform of radio, I have the platform of TV. You don't need to spend money, I can do this. So they started giving me information, put me in touch with their research team, so every opportunity I have, I was talking about road safety. My focus then was on 3 major things, which was drunk driving, overspeeding, and wrong overtaking. Around that time, that was the key messages that the Road Safety Commission were preaching. And so we preached this message, and then we came together to draw a program, So we had several road safety messages, but then I realized that what can I do that if I am not even present and it's performed or it's showed or it's played, you can still get the message to get to all of Ghana. How could I reach everybody in Ghana? So then I started writing Okwaba. So Okwaba, which is my road safety song, was after a lot of research and having so much research material, how do you condense all this material, make it entertaining, make it attractive, so that people will not tune off their radio or change the channel on their TV sets when the song is playing. So bring things to make it entertaining and let it also capture current affairs, Then we have had the 3 minister suffering from a road accident, dying from a road accident. We've had people in their homes and vehicles entering their homes to kill, so there were a lot of issues going around. So then I decided to do the Okwaba song. And then I had a nationwide tour, which was called tourobour.com. And the theme for the tour was saving our lives, protecting our future. And what this tour did was we went to different regions and different districts. And as part of our tour, so for instance, if we would have a concert in Kumasi, during the week that the concert is coming to Kumasi, maybe Monday we would have a road safety engagement at Obour station. We would have, the next day we'll have another road safety engagement with the people at Asafo Market. The next day you have road safety engagement with the people of Konongo. So you choose several districts in a region so that the week of the road safety, the tourobour.com, which is a musical concert, but themed on road safety, you get it, being performed and also getting that particular region to get a lot of road safety messaging across board, And then, because for me, what I realized was the key issue about road safety is people take it lightly. And for me, that is one general realization, that if we are able to make people appreciate, for me, that would immediately reduce our road accidents rate by about 40 or to 50%.
And what do you think would bring this awareness?
Because so it's making people aware. It must be a massive campaign. It must be a never-ending campaign. So when you are driving, even though it's your vehicle, even though your profession is not a driver, your profession could be a journalist, your profession could be a lawyer. Anytime you sit in a car, it is a driving profession. You are coming to drive. And the driving profession is guided by its rules, including your knowledge of road signs, the fact that you must have a license before you drive, the fact that you must wear your seat. There must be very, very strict adherence to driving regulations. So anytime you are going to drive, anytime you are going to sit in a vehicle and you are going to drive, you must realize that you are coming to drive. So that the general culture people have when people get to church, immediately, no matter where they are, no matter what they are doing, once they enter church, there's that general sense of realization that I am in the church. I am in God's presence. I'm coming to communicate with God. So sometimes they don't even pick their phone. They put their phone on silent. All that happens because the person has predetermined in their mind and have it stuck in their mind that I am in the presence of God. I am coming to church. I'm coming to fellowship with God. You must have a similar interaction and reflection once you sit in a car. Once you sit in a car, you have sat in your vehicle. You are coming to drive. It's death and life. And so give it all that necessary attention, necessary reverence, abide by the rules so that you can be safe. And when everybody that drives takes that mind, once they sit in the vehicle, that's how they conceptualize the concept of driving. Once we do that, then we will be on a very great path to reducing many of the fatalities and many of the accidents we have. So this is why I think that way. I mean, recently what has hit the world is COVID-19. When COVID-19 when it started in the early times, we could go to the extent of having lockdown where nobody should go anywhere. And we all abided because we were all scared. Okay. Till date, Ghana, COVID-19 deaths have not hit 1,000 yet. If people get the statistics on road accidents, I mean in 2017, almost 4,000 people died from road accidents. 2018, I'm sure it will be around the same number. 2020, just 2020, last year, between January and October, we had more than 2,000 people dying from road accidents. What it means is road accidents is a much greater killer than COVID-19. Much greater killer than malaria, much greater killer than the many deadly pandemics. It's a bigger pandemic. But we are not seeing it like that. We are not treating road accidents and the practicing of the road safety and the regulations and the enforcement. The enforcements we are attaching to COVID-19, that churches must wash their hands. When Ghana sees road accidents as a killer, because the country spends more than, I think last statistics I saw, it was almost 12 million or so on road, as their associated issues on road accidents and deaths. If we were to pay particular attention and have it as a national campaign for maybe 5 years, or a 7-year national campaign, or 2 years national campaign, where every opportunity we are reminding people that driving is a job. When you are driving, it's a task that you are offering, and it's guided by its rules and regulations, and the enforcement is on. Because again, maybe one of the major causes of road accidents is bad roads. Maybe bad roads may be with us for some time, because again, to fix roads sometimes takes almost, if not 70% of your national budget. It takes a lot. But what can be done by man is our attitude, because bad roads is one of the major causes, but that's not the most. Another major cause is carelessness by drivers. That's a major one, that is direct human attitude, that if we are able to effect change in human attitudes, then we are on the path to reducing road accidents. So if drivers are abiding by the regulations, that if I can't see about 300 meters ahead of me or 200 kilometers ahead of me, I am not overtaking. I'm not overtaking in a curve. I'm not overtaking on a hill or in a valley. I'm not overtaking when I don't have clear view. My vehicle has to be maintained. The fact that immediately my brakes are giving me signs, I'm not taking that risk. Because let's use COVID-19 as a clear example. When someone coughs, when you have someone who coughs 1, 2, if your nose mask was lined, immediately you pick it up and start taking precautionary measures. If we treat the whole driving, the vehicle, our roads, and how we live, if we treat it that way, trust you me, Ghana will record the highest reduction rates in our road accidents and the way they are prevailing.
It's going to be a larger conversation because there's more to talk about. But you believe that it should be a nationwide conversation, it should be a nationwide campaign. Authorities and stakeholders should get involved. Is that to say you are seeing very little from major stakeholders in this fight?
So, in when did Ebony pass? 2018?
Yes.
In 2018, myself, I got Sarkodie, I got Edem, EL, and a couple of musicians together, because I think there was something that I had been discussing in the background for so long with stakeholders in the road safety area, which is dualization of our major roads. I mean, if the road on which Ebony passed, the Kumasi Sunyani Road, if it was a dual carriage, there's no way Ebony would have lost her life. In several countries, single lane roads, which recorded maybe give or take 1,000 accidents per year, once those roads were dualized, it reduced by more than 60% in some cases, in some instances. And so, why can't Ghana come up with a plan where within 2-3 years, the same way we find money out of nowhere for some emergencies that come up? This is a living emergency that we're living with, because road accidents kills more in Ghana than any other thing. Yeah. It does. But we've not had, I don't know, whether it's the leadership with that passion or I don't know, we don't have that national discourse or whatever. So in 2018, there was a massive clarion call from myself. Later we formed a group, we called it Citizens Road Safety Trust, where we wanted to sponsor a private member's bill to Parliament. But again, in the same vein of we doing these activities, because we are individuals who are not professionals in this field, and it's our social responsibility. So we issued a few statements, started the process, but we met up with Road Safety Commission. We agitated. Government gave a bit more financing. I don't know if you remember, in 2018, government made a statement that they were going to give 6 million to the Road Safety Commission for some immediate, actions. But I feel that the problem is beyond leaving the road safety authority and just government to do. I think there must be a national consensus building where it's not a political party issue, but then there becomes a certain national core where we all understand that every Ghanaian will pay a cedi more. Maybe from their salary, they'll be deducted, or we need to come up with a certain trust or a certain idea where we all know that because of this plan to dualize all our intercity roads, which we know that once all the major accidents happening, the ones that are leading to fatalities, most of them are happening on our intercity travels. If we were able to dualize Accra Kumasi, Accra Cape Coast, Accra Takoradi, Accra Ho, if they were able to dualize these roads, the Eastern Corridor, the Western Corridor, if these roads were dualized, our accidents could reduce by half. And that's a starting point. And then the next is deal with the human factor, the carelessness on the part of the drivers, not checking their tires, not checking their, servicing their engines, their brakes, the things that, and then stronger enforcement of the law. If the police would, when it comes to issues of road safety, there's no compromisation, because this is life and death. I mean, if we could attach the same fear and forcing the enforcement of the regulations as far as what is, I think I try to use COVID-19 as a comparison all the time, because it is one thing that I see so many people conforming to because they are afraid to die. And I'm telling you that road accident, that car that you are driving to Accra, it can kill you quicker than COVID-19. And so do the same, practice the same, attach the same set of enforcement rules, the same set of principles, the same set of regulation, and attach it, the same set of conformity, attach it to it. And if we're able to do that, trust me, wonder, and I mean, Ghanaians should put this to test, we would be singing hallelujah. I mean, this year, maybe because last year and this year, because COVID-19 and the lockdowns and co, I think they are still compiling the statistics. I'm sure accidents may reduce, but if you look at the percentage and the quantum of road usage, definitely over the last 4 or 5 years, we've always, I mean, there's the motorcycle part, the Okada part, which I mean, driving an Okada puts you 24 times at risk than a car. But a lot of people, for convenience sake, they are getting used to the Okada. This is not to spoil any Okada business. You are putting your lives at risk, higher risk. And this same person will wear their nose mask, hold their sanitizer every second because they are scared of COVID-19. She can have an accident. I mean, last year we had over 12,000 injuries. So apart from the 2,000 plus who have died, there are about 12,000 who have lost their limbs, their hands have been cut off. Some they can never hear again. Some they can never eat. Some they can never even make love because they've become paralyzed due to road accidents. It's a killer. It needs all the attention and all the devotion of time so that we can deal with this canker before it kills all of us.
It's so obvious, the passion you are attaching to road safety, and I mean, like you said, it's a bigger conversation.
Oh, it is.
And there's a lot more to say.
It is.
But for now, we just want you to tell Ghanaians, leave them with a message that they won't forget in their everyday lives as far as the road safety campaign is concerned.
More than 2,000 people die every year from road accidents in Ghana. Apart from these 2,000 people that die, another close to 15,000 are left with injuries. Some they can't walk ever again. Some they can't handle anything with their hands. They have their hands cut off due to accidents. And these accidents are caused mainly by bad roads, carelessness on the part of drivers. You and I being careless on our roads leads to so many deaths, so many fatalities. It's about time we make road safety part of our daily livelihoods, the practice of road safety, abiding by the rules and regulations, and also allowing the police to enforce their laws. Police, enforce your laws wholeheartedly without bending the rules to suit Tom, Dick, or Harry. Road accidents are killing every day. I keep saying it, that the seriousness we attach to prevention of COVID-19, if we attach that same seriousness to the prevention of road accidents, we will reduce our accidents rate by more than 50%. My name is Bice Osekofor. Dodona Frame Obour. Tie Papa Driver. Tie Mr. Passenger. Tie motor rider. Yen fam mo yen home buying. afe wote krenkren wo woka mu a memfa mentena wo ka sti achi no monsa a sign broni friend accident. Do the right thing, save a life.
Vice Osekufo, Obour Ankasa. Thank you so much for deciding to do this with us. It means a lot. I mean, at no cost. You're just passionate about getting people safe.
Sure.
On Ghana's roads. We appreciate this.
It's important. It's a joint responsibility. The only way we can get this better is when you, I, and everybody who is listening to us decides to make this an issue.
It's a bigger conversation, so you can join in as well. Join us with your observations, your comments, join in the campaign. Send us videos, tell us what is happening around you on our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's Ghana Web. On Instagram and Twitter, it's @the Ghana Web. And on Ghana Web TV, you can also join us and check what is happening as far as the road safety campaign is concerned. My name is Wanda Amihagan, and thank you for joining us.